You're listening to episode 140 of the Fitness Empowerment Podcast, and today I'm answering the question, how do you track your macros? Hey there, and welcome back to the Fitness Empowerment Podcast. My name is Danny. I am your host, and on this podcast, I am focused on sharing with you different ways to increase your energy, decrease your stress, and save you time so that you feel empowered to go after the life you want. Now, if you missed the previous episode, I answered my client's question, how do you track your food? And that was an introductory episode to this kind of next phase of this podcast where I'm answering client questions about tracking their nutrition and how tracking nutrition can help them reach their goals along their fitness and health journey. If you have a question about tracking your nutrition, then I would love to hear from you. Send me a DM on Instagram at Danny Phillips or an email at danny@thedietdoc.com, and your question may appear on a future episode of the Fitness Empowerment Podcast. So to make sure that you don't miss out on these episodes, I would like to invite you to join my email list where I let you know when my latest podcast or YouTube episodes are posted and available for your listening pleasure. The link is in the details of this podcast, or you can find it on Instagram or Facebook. So question of the day is, how do you track your macros? So macros are macronutrients, and for simplicity's sake today, we are going to talk about your three main macronutrient categories. Most of you have probably heard of these. You've got your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. And you actually need a combination of all three macronutrients to live a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. Now, there's many different approaches to the amounts of each macronutrient that you may consider appropriate for you, but that's a whole nother box of topics. Not for today. Here's the gist of it. Everything we eat has calories. Every type of food is made up of calories. Every food we eat or beverage that we drink that has calories also has macronutrients. Some foods are solely made up of either proteins or carbs or fats. And then there are some foods that are a combination of maybe fats and carbs, or fats and proteins, or proteins and carbs, or a combination of all three of these macronutrients. So tracking food by its macronutrients instead of by just calories can take an extra step. You're no longer looking at the food as what it is on the outside. For example, if you decide to eat a banana, you're not just tracking the fact that you ate a medium-sized banana. That banana, according to MyFitnessPal, which is an app, is about 105 calories, 27 grams of carbohydrates, which includes 14.4 grams of sugar and 3.1 grams of fiber. Also contains 0.4 grams of fat and 1.3 grams of protein. Another example is if you have maybe a 4-ounce steak, you're eating a combination of fat grams and protein grams. You're not just tracking steak, you're tracking I had a certain amount of fat and a certain amount of protein from the steak. So you're now looking at what is in the food. What is your food made up of? What is the breakdown within the food that you are putting into your body, not just what are you putting into your body. So it's the next step, is taking it from food and calories to macronutrients. I fully believe, based on my personal experience, my research, my training, and the results I've seen with clients, that putting a focus on the macros versus just the calories helps to achieve body composition results much faster and more accurately than if you were only tracking the food itself or the calories alone. Okay, that's going to do it for today. I hope this has given you a basic understanding of how to track your macros. I would love to hear more about your tracking journey, so tag me on Instagram in your stories or DM me at Danny Phillips so that I can see where you're putting action into your journey. Don't forget to send me your tracking questions. Okay, the next client question that I'm going to answer is this. How does tracking your food lead to fat loss? This is a good question. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out, then I'm inviting you to subscribe to this podcast and my email list so that you don't miss any episodes. The link for my email list is in the details and show notes below. So have an amazing day, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye for now.